Yes, it's story time. Come on.
No, don't like it. I don't like it.
History of vaccination. Quick warning, history is often dark, gross and horrible. Now, like most inventions invented in China, it was invented in
China.
Thanks, Orange Man. It didn't start with a good old-fashioned health stab. It was more like rounding up small children who had smallpox scabs, grounding them up, not the children, the scabs, grounding them up into a fine powder and then blowing them up your nose hole. Delicious. So, about 100 years later, we have the Ottomans. Who are they? They're them. Where are they? Over there. What did they do? Pretty much the same thing. But they were the first to go slicey, rubby ins, then go jabby, stabby, ouch goods. Now that's science. Then it travelled east to west. Now, there's some debate about whether there was some convergent thinking going on. That means the same idea popping up into different places at the same time. But I've drawn this map now and this arrow, so just deal with it. But also, east to west will become important later. It's horrible. Now, here come the names. Edward Jenner, John Fewster, Cotton Mathers, each one a player.
Oh, yeah.
And a complete bastard. John Fewster was one of the first people to discover the relationship between smallpox and cowpox. And he noticed that the only people who weren't infected were the people who'd been intimate with cows. Now, it could have just been that he was a pervert and watching the lovely milkmaids giving cows a good old tug. Edward Jenner coined the term vaccination from the Latin word vacca, meaning cow. You did a learn there, didn't you? From the very beginning came the memes, although these are historical memes, so maybe we should call them memes. Memes like this one. Oh, you got a vaccination, have you? Cow in the mouth. Oh, you got a vaccination, have you? Cow in the butt. Oh, you have a vaccination, have you? Yes. Now we need to go to Cotton Mathers in the US of A. It's not funny. He called this inoculation process variolation. From the very beginning, there were protests and people accusing him of spreading the pox with the vaccine. Since the invention of vaccinations, there's been misinformation, misunderstanding, and protests since the goddamn 1760s. Okay. Now, it's so easy to look back at people in the past and go, well, that's people in the past. You know, the pastos. I'm not one of those. I'm a sophisticated modernite. I eat social justice for breakfast and I fart pure, climate-friendly air freshener. The thing is, science has changed, yes. Medicine has changed, yes. People, not so much. Most of the protests that were anti-vaccination in the past weren't really about science or medicine. They were about the distrust of governments and power. Sound familiar?
Warning.
Warning! We're about to enter the dark side of history. Sometimes history is a lot like a convention for proctologists. You don't know where, you don't know when, but you know for sure you're gonna see a whole bunch of assholes. You've been warned. War! Good God, y'all, what is it good for? Branding. Now it's time for things you didn't know, didn't want to know, and once you know them, you don't want to know them no more. Here's a fun fact about war you probably didn't know, that most wars, most of the people, most of the time, didn't die from fighting, they died from being sick and then shitting themselves to death. Like this. So glorious. So now we're on to Napoleon. You know, Napoleon, your favourite flavour of ice cream wearing the funny hat. Oh no, wait, I mean the short guy. Napoleon, at first, was actually seen as a good guy and was an early adopter of vaccine for his troops. You could say that his troops didn't get the poops. Sorry, not sorry. But then Napoleon went power crazy and was seen as the bad guy. So suddenly everything Napoleon-y was also seen as bad. That means no merch, and the Napoleon brand went down the pan. Sorry, not sorry. Warning, 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 warning. We're getting to the double dark side of history now. Lack of ethics and earned distrust. Now this is going to be extremely difficult and awkward to talk about. But it's true, and we have to, and I'll signpost you to further reading later. There's just no easy way to say this, but it's important for you to know. Do you remember the whole vaccination idea travelling from east to west thing? Well, it's pretty obvious that relates to the slave trade and forced experiments. What can I say? History sucks. I'll signpost some further reading down in the description. Women and hysteria. Oh, it's just going to get better and better, isn't it? Now, you might know this already, women and hysteria. But in the olden days, women were accused of being hysterical. Before you ask, of course women are funny, stop asking. Okay? But hysteria and being hysterical here was actually a medical condition that literally meant wandering womb. No, seriously, look it up. So we're kind of talking 1800s, 1900s here. So visiting the doctor for a woman went a bit like this. Hello, I'm a woman. I don't want to spend the rest of my life cooking the children, raising the dinner, and having no say in the bedroom whatsoever. I would like some humanity, please. And the doctor would say, clearly you're one of those womb mans. Men are good and wombs are bad. So you must be mad because of wandering womb. Hysteria. And that's why you've been having all of these thoughts. We can't be having that. So, as a doctor, my advice is thus. Number 1, shut up. Number 2, women have a cycle. Washing machines have a cycle. Therefore, you should put a washing machine in your bedroom and sit on it. Oh, and shut up. Now, civil rights haven't moved on all that much since then, but one of the big changes that came out of these two horrible, horrible things in the past is something positive. So from about the 1950s onwards, not that long ago, doctors had to make a clear, shared choice between doctor and patient. That's great, right? Well, yes. Kinda, sort of, it depends. Ish, and we'll move on to that next time. So we're done with the dark side of history now, hooray! And next time we'll move on to something less controversial, like governments, power and money. And since there's no easy way to segue out, I'm not even gonna try. Make it rain, Brenda!
Who can vaccinate you? Red, green and blue. Who can fill syringes with microchips and glue? Yes, the Jabby Man can.
Shut up.
Yes, the Jabby Man can.
Bye! Part 2, soon.